authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us. From personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation. Get in here, get in here. Tea sippers. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope this life finds you all in great spirits. Good morning. It's Monday, June 30th, 2025. Rent is due and we are alive, right? Thank you, God, for the blessing of seeing another day. Y'all read the title. Cashout, the famous rapper for the song Riding Around with That Nina. Okay. Is facing the same charges as Diddy. So let's get into it, y'all. How are my sippers this morning? I hope this live finds you all blessed and highly favored. We are live on YouTube. YouTube, we are growing. We're at like 1,030 subbies in less than 2 months. That is really incredible. We're doing record-breaking numbers, almost 300,000 views. We're getting likes, we're getting comments, we're getting subscribers. So we're getting a very big welcome on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for welcoming us. We are live on Facebook. We're at almost 16,000 followers on Facebook and growing. We're at 1.7 million views for the month. That's incredible. Thank you guys so much for supporting on Facebook. Twitchers, how are you? We are live on Twitch, growing almost 2,000 followers on Twitch and growing every day. Kick, we are live on Kick. We're fairly new to Kick, but we've been kicking it on Kick for about 2 weeks now. Our little follower, support is growing, and it is, going from little to big. So thank you guys so much. Please remember when you come into the room to hold your teacup up to get it filled up with this tea that I'm spilling, okay? I'm pouring tea. Remember to like and subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms. Girl, what the fuck is going on? All our rappers are getting indicted. All of our famous celebrities are getting indicted on some type of trafficking charge or, something of the sort that has to involve with the abuse of women in an ungodly way. So we're going to, look at what just came across my whiteboard today, which was a rapper out of Atlanta called Cashout. Y'all remember him from Riding Around with My Nina? We sipping on Keisha and all of that. Well, take a look at this.
Detailed testimony in the trial of an accused Atlanta rapper known as Cashout.
He and 2 co-defendants are facing charges including sex trafficking.
Atlanta News First Yasmin Alston is live at the Fulton County Courthouse with more on what exactly happened today in court behind you.
And jurors heard from a woman who says she was dating and being managed by rapper Cashout while they lived in multiple different Metro Atlanta homes over several years. That woman testified that she and other women were doing sex acts for money, which were allegedly set up through posts on social media or by walking the streets. She claims the women were instructed by Cashout, whose real name is John Michael Hakeem Gibson, to put the money they made into a kitchen drawer. This witness talks about how Gibson allegedly posted ads for her to set up and perform these sex acts.
Why was he posting ads for you? Because he was like the one in charge telling me how to do it right. He was using different pictures then because I was smaller then, so.
Okay. Could you repeat what he said a little slower and a little louder?
I said he was managing it like, because I wasn't doing it right on my own, so he made my ad look like how I need to look.
And the woman testified that she would sometimes send the money that she made to Cashout's mom, who is also on trial. The defense attorneys have denied these accusations. Live in Fulton County, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
Oh shit, y'all. It looks like riding around with that Nina was not the only thing he was riding around with. Allegedly, he was also riding around with women for the purpose of exploitation for money for X. Okay, let's continue on with more up-to-date coverage on the Atlanta rapper Cashout. We are up this morning sipping tea with Tanisha Talks Teas, y'all. And it's just a mess. It is a mess. But I want everyone to continue to stay blessed up. If you know that you are walking the right path and loving the Lord and believing in everything that is good, faith, and honorable,
investigators took the stand today in a sex trafficking RICO case involving an Atlanta rapper known as Cashout. He and 2 co-defendants, including his mom, are on trial.
Atlanta News First.
His mother is allegedly to also have been a conspirator. She is one of his co-defendants. His mother is a co-defendant in this RICO charge. Okay. Apparently his mother had dealings and dwellings operating in the manner to facilitate women and girls for the purpose of selling X for money. Okay. The rapper Cashout, for the famous hit song Riding Around with That Nina.
Jasmine Alston is there at the Fulton County Courthouse with more on what jurors learned about the investigation into the rapper.
The jurors learned how the rapper and his mom were arrested. We're also learning more about where some of the alleged sex trafficking happened, which was not just in Fulton County, but also in Gwinnett County. On Tuesday, investigators from the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office testified in the sex trafficking trial of accused Atlanta rapper Cashout and 2 co-defendants. They spoke about their work on the case involving Cashout, whose real name is John Michael Gibson, and his mom, known as Mama Cash. Jurors learned about a prostitution sting at a Gwinnett hotel, during which Gibson was eventually arrested. Prosecutors then played calls between the rapper and his mom while he was in jail. And in those calls, they talked about Gibson's mom going to meet with one of the human trafficking victims from that sting to try and stop her from talking to police. Here's how one investigator described the moments when the rapper was arrested.
I conducted several takedowns of potential pimps or human traffickers that were dropping off sex workers at the hotel.
Did you see a vehicle, a white vehicle that day?
Yeah, so the white Impala, if you're referring to Mr. Gibson's case, a white Impala or white Chevy Impala or Malibu, whatever it was, came into the parking lot and dropped off what we now know as a sex worker and left that parking lot, which I followed.
Gibson and 4 others allegedly used their record company to coerce, entice, and recruit young women to engage in commercial sexual activity, according to the indictment.
No, just like what they said Diddy did with Cassie, lured her with the promise of a 10-album record deal. Is seemingly how they say Cashout also did it to the women that he recruited, with promises of, being famous in the industry in some way. So that was the lure of attraction, at first to get them in with him, and then they say things went another direction.
Cashout is facing multiple charges, including rape and luring women into prostitution, which his attorneys deny. In Fulton County, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
Woo! What are you guys making of this so far? Cashout's trial is starting now, okay? And it's not looking good for the Atlanta rapper, y'all. He is now another rapper that has came under fire after R. Kelly and Diddy, okay, with the allegations and charges of him being an ex-trafficker, y'all. This is not okay. This is not okay. Let's listen in on some opening statements from the beginning of the trial for Cashout.
Opening statements started this afternoon in the case against Metro Atlanta rapper John Michael Gibson, a.k.a. Cashout. He and two co-defendants are accused of luring women into sex trafficking. Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln joining us now live with what both sides told jurors in this case. Ashley?
Well, Karen, the state argued this was an elaborate enterprise to lure women into sex trafficking. But defense attorneys for all three co-defendants, including Cashout, deny these allegations. They're allegations of a sexual enterprise. John Michael Gibson, an Atlanta rapper known as Cashout, is accused of leading. He and two co-defendants, including his mother, Lisa Smith, known as Mama Cash, were indicted in 2022 on charges of rape, sex trafficking, and luring women into prostitution.
Look at all of these charges, y'all. We're going to go bring up the case here. 8, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, aggravated assault, strangulation, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, possession of firearm during commission of a felony, 8, aggravated sodomy, aggravated sodomy, trafficking a person for sexual servitude. Girl, we're going to get into that. We listen to some more of this.
There was no pimping and there was no pandering by Mr. John Michael Gibson.
Gibson's defense attorney told jurors all the allegations against him are not true. He says Gibson was too busy with a successful music career dating back to 2012 to engage in a criminal trafficking enterprise.
You're not going to hear that Mr. Gibson recruited her, enticed her to be pimp or pander.
This evidence will be disturbing.
Prosecutors told Channel 2 in 2022 Gibson would entice women with his music label to lure them in.
We've rescued 2 so far. Accused, yes, of whipping a young lady who's a sex worker. And this was one of the girls that he had recruited.
The evidence will be the evidence.
There's no conspiracy here. There's no criminal enterprise.
I want to, this is completely outside of the topic. The way the judge spells her name, Melanie, that is really unique. I've never seen the name Melanie spelled like that. I really like that. Melyne. Very neat.
And the indictment cites events that allegedly occurred in a hotel room off Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Now, Gibson also faces charges of keeping a place of prostitution at a home on Alfred Avenue Northwest and beating a second victim, as you heard the prosecutors say, with the belt. Of course, this is a story that will continue following. Reporting live in the news from Ashley Lincoln.
Have mercy, y'all. They got Cashout now on trial. Apparently, this happened a couple years ago. However, the trial is just now starting, okay? They've already had a witness get up on the witness stand and testify. And as we heard her say, okay, that, you know, she went through these things with Cashout. You know, she was trafficked. He was helping her.
A lot of y'all remember a guy by the name of Cashout. I'm cashing out. I'm cashing out. From Atlanta. I'm cashing out. I'm cashing out. But Cashout has been arrested and indicted on a slew of charges. Grapes, ass trafficking. It's not looking good. Cashout has been indicted in Atlanta on charges for these horrendous things. According to the report by local Atlanta news, WSB TV, published on Wednesday, April 13, Cashout born John Michael Hakeem Gibson is a central figure of a 6-person indictment, total 41 charges that rapper had reportedly facing 13 charges, including sex trafficking, rape, aggravated from the behind, and racketeering. The most troubling aspect of this case that the woman has been victimized and brutalized within our community by people who had a chance to do something else with their lives. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Wilson tells the news outlet that he's a very talented music performer. Unfortunately, he didn't stay in that business and branch it out into the underworld to find himself under an indictment. The DA accused Cashout of using his status as a rapper to lure women into prostitution via social media and alleges he uses 2 Atlanta locations to commit the crimes he's charged with. One, for instance, he is accused of beating a woman with a belt. The rapper currently is in custody in Fulton County Police. Fulton County Deputy District Attorney Inward Winfield says Cashout pleaded not guilty to most of these allegations. However, the indictment includes an additional charges such as racketeering. One of Cashout's co-defendants has reportedly been charged with pointing a gun at a victim, while the others also being charged with rape and some gun-related charges. According to Winfield, Cashout is facing 25 to life, and he deserves to stay there if he's convicted in prison and found guilty. On Thursday, the Cashing Out rapper posted a message on his Instagram story that appears to be cryptic and addresses his current situation in the form of a Bible verse. This does happen when a lot of you dumb Negroes go do something and you want to bring the Lord into this. He goes and says, "The Lord says, I am the one who strengthens you." Cashout message reads, "Why should you fear mortals who are no more enduring the grass? Have you forgotten the Lord who made you, who stretches out the heavens and laid the earth's foundations? Why should we live in constant fear of the fury of those who oppresses you and those who to destroy you? The fury can no longer touch you. Those who are prisoners will soon be set free and even more prosperous." The post ended with this message: free Cashout. The victims should have been reading that. They should not be fearing. They should be living prosperous. Like, I could say so much, but this guy, I think, is even insulting for him to even bring God into this when you're allegedly for these nasty things. May God bless your soul.
All right, that was a little more understanding into the trafficking case that Cashout, Atlanta rapper riding around with that Nina, is under now. Okay, it's unfortunate that we have these blessings, we're able to live out through our talents and things like that, and we use them for evil. Essentially, that is what a lot of them are doing, unfortunately. It's just a bad deal. Okay, it's a bad deal. Let's listen in on the Brat. The Brat has chimed in about Cashout's arrest for the trafficking. Let's hear her side of how she.
Oh Lord, Cashout, the rapper, Cashout. He had Cashout. Yeah. He was arrested on allegations of running a criminal enterprise that tricks women into prostitution. No. According to WSB-TV in Atlanta, a 41-count indictment has been set against him and named him as the leader of the organization. He also faces charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, rape, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, aggravated sodomy, and more. Prosecutors reportedly alleged that Cashout used his connections as a rapper to lure his victims. It has been claimed that some of the women were held against their will and others were beaten. Fulton County Deputy District Attorney Winfred said, "We've rescued 2 so far. Some of these women are our most vulnerable women, and he lured them in, let them believe that he cared about them and that he would take care of them, only to flip the script and then began to pimp them out." He's accused of whipping a young lady who's a sex worker, and this was one of the girls that he had recruited. The rapper reportedly previously pled not guilty, but this new indictment has several more charges. Cashout is currently incarcerated. If convicted, he faces 25 years to life in prison. That is
that is absolutely disgusting and sad.
Yeah,
and our women need to be protected.
Man,
that's why we're here to protect women. That's like the first order of business is to protect women. That's bad. If that's true.
Jesus. Like, why?
That's so much information for him to plead not guilty, too. That's a lot of information.
Oh, yeah, 41 counts. You go.
He previously pled not guilty. But this one is new charges. So this is not a new situation. It's just new charges brought this time. And he's incarcerated already.
And you know what's really sad, man? And they're using their name and their likeness to lure women in. Women, thinking they're going to either be in a relationship or get a chance to act, a model or something. Or sing or something. And then they end up, and then you affect these women for the rest of their life. They will never be the same.
Yep, and those women could be those women could be his little sisters, his little cousins.
Right.
Like, how do you not see that? How do you not look at them and not see your own little sister or your own little cousin? Come on, man.
I know his mama is embarrassed because I remember she used to come to the studio like her name Mama Cash Out.
Oh no,
You know,
you disowned at that point. I ain't your mama no more.
Embarrassing everybody.
And they real nice because they did my daughter's 16th birthday and everything. I just really feel bad. I really feel bad for the victims.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, well, and we got to start doing a better job at teaching these young ladies. Don't get excited about anything. This tell women, young ladies, about these traps and these setups where they won't end up dead, or become a victim of this. Man, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, last but not least, real quick, y'all. Apparently, there's a plaque party happening for Money Long for her song "Hours and Hours," which we love that song. But and guess who's not getting one? Me. Guess who wasn't even in falling out with J.R. McKee? I have.
Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.
Oh, man, I was muted. So the brat ended it there. However, those are their sentiments. It's unfortunate that these rappers are using, what they know they can attract women into their situation in hopes of fulfilling, like Cassie with Diddy, a future in the entertainment industry, or something to get them in a space and place to where they're famous, known, lots of clout, things like that. Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of them are not using it for those purposes. Imagine if they did, it would be a greater space. You know what I'm saying? But they are seemingly, according to the FBI, using it for evil and to traffic and abuse and torture people. Okay, so we're going to tap into some more teas. Thank you for talking teas with Tanisha today. We are up and we are on the we were sipping tea on Cashout. They're riding around with that Nina rapper out of Atlanta. Him and his mom were both indicted on trafficking. Okay, criminal charges. Allegedly, they had a criminal enterprise.
Look at here. I got some news for y'all. Well, I guess it's been floating around for a couple of days now. You know what I'm saying now? And this is went under discovery April the 13th. Just a couple days ago. Now, this one is based on the Atlanta rapper Cashout. Now, your boy Cashout, I guess he wasn't really cashing out when it come to like creating more music and other streams of revenue without committing other criminal activities, especially when the criminal activities is dealing with the vulnerability, or I can say uncomfortability of people, you know what I'm saying? Let me just say that much, because we know how when it gets to certain words, YouTube, we know how it go, y'all. Come on, work with me. But anyway, if y'all read up on the story, y'all understand what I'm talking about here. So again, y'all seen the thumbnail, y'all seen the title. Your boy, again, the rapper Cashout. Not only him, his mama Cashout, and 4 other people are attached to this whole 41 indictment case. Now, again, so let's go to it. April the 13th, Atlanta rapper Cashout, whose real name is John Michael Hakeem Gibson. All right, again, aka Cashout. Him and Mama Cash, whose name is Marinica Vinay, and again, 4 others were hit with the RICO, along with 41 indictments of running a criminal enterprise and racketeering. You know what I'm saying? And with that, what's attached to that is multiple unwanted relation cases. And y'all got to dig when I say multiple unwanted relation cases. You know what I'm saying? So again, if y'all read on the story, y'all did. It's just, again, certain words I don't want to say. So y'all got to work with me. You feel me? So yeah, man, this is a sad situation because again, you got this young guy, you know what I'm saying, who was again doing this thing in a rap thing. Well, not really doing this thing. He had a hit, and then after that, he had it started doing. But again, he was still, you know what I'm saying, showing up, pop up on the scene, and along with 10 million hits on YouTube, that song Cashing Out, you know what I'm saying, like, you become a popular figure, you know what I'm saying. So he was in like a couple other like commercial and joints dealing with because of that song, right? It kind of opened up some doors for him, but at the same time, when you don't know how to keep those doors open and help like and promote yourself and brand yourself in a new way, then you can like fall at the wayside, and that's what happened to your boy Cash Out. And the reason why I say that's the reason why he went into illegal activities. And again, especially when those activities is dealing with 41 indictments of running a criminal enterprise, you know what I'm saying? And again, especially when them boys, man, when them alphabet boys come with that RICO, we know it's really real when they hit you with that RICO. So yeah, he made that hit song in 2012 called Cashing Out. So again, John Michael Gibson, aka Cash Out, Mama Gibson, and 4 others was using his celebrity status on social media to get women. And then set up a X ring. If y'all know what I say, a X ring. And this been going on since like 2013. So basically, the people who had put him in the game had already been doing this. And check this out. They trying to make it seem like he's the main guy, when he was a youngster. Now, everybody else who attached to this case is older than him. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's 4 other names. And those people are older than him. That lets you know that they gave him the in and out onto how to like really do it. Cause you got to dig what I'm saying. He was probably like, yeah, I could get, you know what I'm saying, women on my own without the extracurricular activities, right? But then when you got those people in your ear like, yeah, but you can use them for, you know what I'm saying, what you call it, only, you know what I'm saying, that program that they got going on, and then you could create other activities, you know what I'm saying, dealing with these women. You feel what I'm saying? That's what happened. So again, your boy Cash Out, man, it's looking bad for him, right? What's even crazy is, even when you think the time he got caught, that he will give it up, but nah. Like, again, when you get that team around you that's assisting you into doing these immoral activities, and then, hey, you feel like ain't no way out, especially when y'all created a whole ring around it. You feel what I'm saying? That means it's multiple people getting paid behind this. I mean, multiple, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they saying it's 5 other people, right? Hey, but people finna start talking. Now, he's facing 25 years, Cashing Out. John Gibson is facing 25 years to life if charged. And it seems like the ring they was running came to an end, right? Oh man, it's gonna be some big time snitching going on. Especially when the judge start throwing those football numbers, man. I'm telling y'all. So again, like I told y'all, it's more than those 4 people. Where you got 6 people, you know what I'm saying, in all. So you got, again, Cashing Out, aka John Gibson, and you got Mama Cash, whose name is Marenica Vinay. Again, you got 4 others. So that's 6 people who attached to this. Man, that's 6 people about to turn it to 12, because folks about to start talking. I'm telling you. But let this be known. The reason why they even report this and only really got his face, Cashing Out face, that's plastered attached to this, because they finna try to have him be the man that go down behind this. This the reason why they say if he get charged, he can face 25 years to life. You feel what I'm saying? That means they already got their stories in line about him being the main like head honcho behind this whole ring. And we know that ain't true because he's young. We know that like he was molded into this. You know what I'm saying? And again, the people who introduced him to the rap industry, they've been doing this already. You know what I'm saying? Again, it came to an end. And it's funny how this been going on for almost 10 years. You could say probably 10 plus years. You know what I'm saying? It became bigger like around the time like 2013 because he got more money, right? And then like that was covered. You know what I'm saying? Like they was kind of able to beat the Rico because he was doing hits. So reason why I'm saying that because they was unseen, right? Because again, you got cashing out, you got him doing what he doing. So the people who's pushing him, again, Mama Cash and the rest of them older folks who's pushing him, they behind the scenes doing their extracurricular activities that's overshadowed by his stardom at that time. Y'all understand what I'm saying now? So again, they use that young dude, man, stardom to continue to push their extracurricular activities that happen to catch them up in the realm of a RICO with 41 indictments. And with those 41 indictments, you get all kind of unwanted relation. You know what I'm saying? And what's so even crazy is cashing out. He got priors dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, man. How you think when people, you know what I'm saying, who was rapping and had their time in the game, how things can go sour. You know what I'm saying? Again, especially when you don't have any like avenues to help push what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is if Cashing Out would have rebranded himself in that time, probably like got with another management team or another like rap label, it probably went different for him. But because the people that like who was pushing him, they was using that money to invest in this whole ring. You know what I'm saying? But again, it came to an end. Like I told y'all, them folks finna start talking. But it's crazy, man. Hey, Atlanta, man, it's crazy. We know it's been going down, but when you start using that young person and his celebrity, you know what I'm saying, to on social media, hey man, it's a whole nother world out there. Hey, but y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up with Cash Out. Him and his mother are up for indictment.
What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. So, bringing you some really bad news, you guys. Rapper Cashout.
Okay, sorry y'all. I was on the phone. I had to do an important phone call. So, who? Cashout's trial. Let's take a listen to Real Talk Bougie. She says they found Nestle's lawyer, Sean Hoover, Rico case, Fulton County, Cashout trial. So, yeah, as my computer's catching up. Okay, it seems to be trying to come through.
All kinds of stuff. I'm going to let the judge tell you. Baby, it's a lot. If you didn't catch this today, I didn't get the indictment yet. I actually just clicked on the indictment. It's 43 pages. I don't even know if we need it, but we'll see. I might download it tonight. Where are we? Let's just get here. There is someone, they mama's up in here. Somebody's mama's up in here. There's a bunch of women. Here, Sean's gonna get up and say his little piece. Look at Sean. Sean been eating good. Okay. Hold on, let me show you where Sean is. Let me give you a little preview. Sean left Nesto high and dry. Okay. Y'all, we got some new screenshots of Roberto. He looks like he hasn't had sleep in several days. Okay. All right. We're that's what she said, period. She said it's very effective. All right, let's catch. Who was anyone watching this today? I don't even know who this guy Cashout is. I've never heard of him. But we're getting to a point where, baby, it's a whole new people that I was listening to 10 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, that's Real Talk Bougie. I really don't feel like going all much because we got to get into Diddy stuff here in a minute because y'all know he's back up for the deliberations of the jury and stuff. See what's going on with that. So we're gonna wrap out Cashout's piece here, his tea. So Cashout opening arguments, statements from his lawyers and stuff. It's really not a lot that I'm finding. I thought maybe we would see the whole court case like we did the other guy in the Mo 3 murder, Yellow Beezy. I'm sure it'll be a lot to sip once it gets going. It's just everything Diddy. I type in cash out and Diddy pops up. You type in X trafficking, that's what pops. Diddy pops up. Diddy is the number one ex trafficker that they got case that they got going on. So we're gonna finish out with listening to his lawyers do his opening statement.
Opening statement started this afternoon in the case against Metro Atlanta rapper John Michael Gibson, a.k.a. Cashout. He and two co-defendants are accused of luring women into sex trafficking.
Oh, wait a minute.
Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln
Let's
joining
put
us now live with what both sides told jurors in this case. Ashley?
Well, Karen, the state argued this was an
This is a good one right here. This is my content creation mentor. So, and all that good stuff. He did a piece on Cash Out this morning. So let's sip some tea from his page. Go over there, subscribe, and follow him on all social media platforms. Nino Brown. We're going to use all of content creation under the Fair Use Act that is streaming along the top of our channel. Where'd it go?
Let me tell you something. Girl, all you wanna be pimps. I'm talking about the big P's, the sauce walkers, fake finesse two-time ass rappers that think you Bishop Don Juan. You better peep game. The pimp whole game is RIP. It's over with. It's a wrap. The feds calling it human trafficking. And they start you out with 30 years. A well-known rapper by the name of Cashout done crashed out. I know y'all know that song. Been kind of on my wrist and I pass now. Smoking on Keisha. Him and his mom facing life in prison for them type of charges. And this dodo head got his mama caught up in the pimping too. She is co-defendant. She finna tell it all. Check this shit out.
Investigators took the stand today in a sex trafficking RICO case involving an Atlanta rapper known as Cashout. He and two co-defendants, including his mom, are on trial.
Atlanta News First, Yasmin Alston is there at the Fulton County Courthouse with more on what jurors learned about the investigation into the rapper.
The jurors learned how the rapper and his mom were arrested. We're also learning more about where some of the alleged sex trafficking happened, which was not just in Fulton County, but also in Gwinnett County. On Tuesday, investigators from the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office testified in the sex trafficking trial of accused Atlanta rapper Cashout and two co-defendants. They spoke about their work on the case involving Cashout, whose real name is John Michael Gibson, and his mom, known as Mama Cash. Jurors learned about a prostitution sting at a Gwinnett hotel, during which Gibson was eventually arrested. Prosecutors then played calls between the rapper and his mom while he was in jail. And in those calls, they talked about Gibson's mom going to meet with one of the human trafficking victims from that sting to try and stop her from talking to police. Here's how one investigator described the moments when the rapper was arrested.
I conducted several takedowns of potential human traffickers that were dropping off sex workers at the hotel.
Did you see a vehicle, a white vehicle that day?
Yeah, so the white Impala, if you're referring to Mr. Gibson's case, yeah, a white Impala, or white Chevy Impala or Malibu, whatever it was, came into the parking lot and dropped off what we now know as a sex worker and left that parking lot, which I followed.
Gibson and four others allegedly used their record company to coerce, entice, and recruit young women to engage in commercial sexual activity, according to the indictment.
Now he ain't gonna be riding around with that goddamn Nina no more, and he ain't finna be about to smoking on Keisha no more. It's over. He gonna be riding around that goddamn paddy wagon, trying to get him a goddamn ham sandwich sipping on that Jim Jones. Cause see the new gang Rico charges. They need record labels as a decoy to commit racketeering and call it a Frico, not a Rico. That's how they got Diddy. That's how they got Lil Durk, R. Kelly, and the list goes on. All that flying girls to your city or driving girls across state lines, that shit not called trafficking. Ask Puff Daddy. Better go ask Puff Daddy. Cause see, all that macking and the pimping used to be cool back in the day. But now, that type of fast cash getting you a whole lot of slow time on your ass. Cause see, this man here just got caught in a goddamn mousetrap and went from cashing out to crashing now. And see, now him and his mama Cash about to tell on each other. Cause see, mama Cash about 60 years old. She damn near dead. You know she finna tell her she ain't finna die in no prison by her goddamn ragged ass son. But one thing about them goddamn mamas, they always gonna condone and defend them ragged ass sons when they know they son dead to the goddamn wrong. Instead of telling they son, you wrong, son, you need to cut that shit out. I ain't getting involved with that. But see, Cash Out probably was breaking mama Cash off. And she got caught up in that goddamn lifestyle and them goddamn gifts. You know that menopause done kicked in. She want to go shopping at the goddamn Bloomingdale. She want to go to goddamn Burlington Coat Factory, Ross Marshalls, and get her a new goddamn Steve Craig bag. That's what she want. And that's when the wrong started to seem right. Cause she getting broke off right. He cut that goddamn check. She probably did something to Cash Out when he was a child or an adolescent or some shit like that, just like Diddy mama did to him. It's crazy how the mama be going to jail with their son these days, facing hard time when they damn near almost dead. Look at Sean Kingston mama. Good. And then Cash Out so goddamn cuckoo. He put all the goddamn proof all over his social media page. Cause every post is with a woman and some goddamn money. Then he got two women kissing the goddamn backseat, like Boosie said. The fans ain't got to do much. He did all the work for them with all that goddamn self-snitching all over his social media, trying to put on for people that ain't about to see him no commissary and ain't about to try to bond his mama out. Think about what I'm saying. But y'all comment below, man. Y'all let me know if y'all ever met Cash Out. Is he really like that? Are they trying to pin some shit on him? Or is, cause I seen this on this page. Everything, the proof in the pudding. Whatever they say he did, it looking like allegedly he did. But y'all comment below, let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Y'all make sure y'all like this video. Y'all make sure y'all share this video, baby. Wait a bit. I'm cashing out.
Act, rape, aggravated sodomy, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, pandering by compulsion, possession of cocaine, tampering with evidence, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and pimping as set forth in the indictment, and a true verdict give according to the evidence, so help you God. If so, please answer, I do. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
We're back inside the courtroom, and this time it's not a rapper on stage, it's Cash Out in the defendant's chair. Opening arguments just dropped, and prosecutors aren't pulling punches. They say Cash Out wasn't running a label, he was running a trafficking ring.
Promises. Promises of love. Promises of safety. Promises of a better life. Promises to level up. Promises to lay your head down and take place. Promises. You will learn there were promises given in this case. They were cloaked in profit, cloaked in greed. In their arrogance, predators target the weak who are caught in the schemes they devise. Their eyes watch in secret for their victims like rattlesnakes hidden in rocks. They lie in wait seeking to devour. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that is what this case is about. This case is about these defendants. These defendants who built a proverbial house, if you will, a business on the backs of young women. Through the lure of their leaders' notoriety.
According to prosecutors, he lured women with promises of fame, then turned them out at motels, Airbnbs, and even his own studio. say they were beaten with belts, forced into sex work, and manipulated by Cashout and his inner circle, including his own mother, Mama Cash. Yes, she's on trial too. But the defense says it's all wrong. They claim Cashout is being framed, and that none of the evidence proves rape or trafficking.
There was no pimping and there was no pandering by Mr. John like that. Mr. Gibson recruited her, enticed her to be pimped or pandered.
The jury's got a lot to process, and we're just getting started. Victims are expected to testify next. That's when the real heat comes.
I just want to go back to his mama.
Even his own studio.
His mama, y'all, looks like she's bothered, like she already knows she getting ready to flip on her son, or maybe she believes that these charges will not hold up and not amount to anything. But she seems very unbothered. Looks like she's eating sunflower seeds. I'm not sure.
Some victims say they were beaten with belts, forced into sex work, and manipulated. According to prosecutors, he lured women with promises of fame, then turned them out at motels, Airbnbs, and even his own studio. Some victims say they were beaten with belts, forced into sex work, and manipulated by Cashout and his inner...
Their arrogance. Predators target and fake claims. Promises. You will learn that there were promises given in this case. They were cloaked in profit, cloaked in greed. In their arrogance, predators target the weak. A business on the backs of young women through the lure of their leaders' notoriety.
According to prosecutors, he lured women with promises of fame, then turned them out at motels, Airbnbs, and even his own studio.
So now they are using places that are supposed to be for vacationing, you know, things like that, to go and make music and things like that. They're using it for a breeding ground for pimping and pandering and trafficking is what they're saying.
Say they were beaten with belts, forced into sex work, and manipulated by Cashout and his inner circle, including his own mother, Mama Cash. Yes, she's on trial too. But
so did you see? That's where I was trying to get. Did you see the nonchalantness of Mama Cash? She even has a smirk on her face as if she's so unbothered and this is just something that's going to blow over, and not, you know, come out with like serious convictions in federal court or, you know, federal prison, however have you. Like right here, she has a smirk on her face. She seems to be very unbothered by the charges. Either she's already looking to make a deal or she feels like these charges don't mean anything. So that's my take out on Cashout of the tea. Y'all drop it down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think these women are being forced, coerced? Do you think Cashout was one of ex-trafficker, human traffickers that was using force, brutally beating, you know, brutally recruiting, you know, what the actual understanding of what we know ex-traffickers to be? Or do you think he was finding prostitutes, escorts, and just aiding and, you know, supporting their already established lifestyle in the community, right? What do you guys think? Were they forced or were they already working in the field, the lifestyle of prostitution and escorting, and he just, you know, stepped in as some pimping? Y'all let me know. This has been Tanisha Talks Teas. We're up this morning. Our first tea we're sipping is on Cashout. His trial started with him and his mother as co-defendants in a trafficking case. Y'all stay tuned because we're going to be dropping more tea as it is boiled. Okay, we're going to be pouring it up piping hot. Thank you for watching Tanisha Talks Teas. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, I'll be back up soon with some Diddy stuff. Bye. Thanks for watching. Remember to show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's a blessing. Keep your teacups filled and ready for my next upload. Until then, stay inspired and remember, always stay dipping.